Happy Halloween. On this spicy episode of Simply Cooking by MmmChef and Friends, I am joined by one of my favorite local entrepreneurs, Chef Eva B. Have you ever wondered what a twist on a Serbian and Italian Caesar might be? Stay tuned to find out.
Živeli.
Salut. Loves Halloween, but I'm not that big of a holiday person. So when we were talking about what we could do for Halloween, we thought we would merge our likes and dislikes. We are both Caesar salad connoisseurs, and if you've seen my show before, you know I've done Caesars in a few different ways, but we thought spicy, Halloween,
harvest season,
opposites, you know, that we could do a Caesar show. So along with Caesar salad, we have to have Caesar drinks. And I'm Italian and Eva's Serbian, and Caesars are Canadian, which is exactly what we both are. So as Eva works on our garnishes over here for the Caesar drinks, I'm going to work on making the actual drinks. So I love to start by rimming my glass. Everyone has a different rim that they like to use for Caesars. I like to mix the traditional celery salt, but then I also mix in some Cajun spice in there because who doesn't like that extra
I put Cajun spice on everything. It's one of those versatile spices that I feel like if people are kind of like bored of like what to eat at home, just having like a spice blend you really like is really great to have in your arsenal.
Absolutely, and Cajun is definitely one of those that can go on like chicken.
Like if you don't get like Cajun on your fries at Five Guys, I don't know. Like I don't want to be friends with you.
I agree.
I love spicy food.
Same. And I mean, Halloween is cold and fall and, you know, I kind of associate scary with spicy too, a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're both like big fans of seasonal food, so
definitely.
Like associating flavor profiles.
I'm not necessarily going to decorate for Halloween, but I certainly will make Halloween themed.
You know what?
Food.
I do appreciate you being down to wear costumes. Like we were thinking about like what episode to have me guest on, and when we talked about Halloween, I was like, please have me on for
Absolutely.
that one.
We're kind of like the same chef, but different in a lot of ways. So I really like the whole like angel devil, who's actually the angel and who's actually the devil.
I don't know.
Right? So with the Caesar rim, you want to make sure you have something on there that sticks. When you're at a bar, they usually have like a little glass of water or something that they put the glass in to rim it, but I just used lemon on the outside. Caesars are traditionally made with vodka, and I love local, as does Eva, and as most chefs should. So I love to drink top shelf vodka. You know, it warms you up inside, it's local, it's nice and clean, it comes from Perth, Ontario. So
Fun fact, one of the co-owners of Top Shelf was like one of my first bosses at my first chef job.
So cool.
Yeah, Mercury Lounge, shout out to Mercury Lounge, rest in peace. One of the old bars in Ottawa that has since closed
Where
down.
I would actually dress up for Halloween and go out.
Oh my God, maybe we ran into each other back then.
In the day.
I didn't actually know.
I've been following Eva B on social media because she is her own influencer and also has her own shows. And I had been following her for years, wanting to be just like her. And then I walked into a job once, about 10 years ago now, maybe a little bit longer, walked into a job and there she was. And I recognized her from my social media before I ever had a show.
And it's not like I have like 1 million followers or something. So it was like super sweet of you to be like, I follow you. And I was like, this is so unusual to me.
I was starstruck. She's everything I wanted to be in a chef, and here we are together, which is really, really cool.
Finally, I get to be a guest on your show. It's such an honor to be here,
I love
honestly.
it. Eva is crisping up some Serbian cured meats. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, let me tell you more about it. So like, I love to push Serbian food on people that don't really know much about it. Balkan cuisine is kind of like a merger of Italian, Greek, Middle Eastern, because it's kind of in the middle of all of those places. So this is one of our many smoked cured meats. This is called suvi vrat, and it's actually the neck of pork smoked and dried. And it's really great that we can get these foods in Ottawa. Shout out to European Delicatessen. That's where I got this from. They have a lot of German foods that you don't normally find in regular grocery stores? Like, do you have like a go-to place for European food that you really love?
There's a few that I really love. Obviously, being Italian, Nicastro's is obviously where you find things that you can't find other places. But we have some really great hidden gems, like really the demographic of where you go in the city. So if you're kind of in Westboro, Produce Depot, kind of near Little Italy, has a lot of Italian stuff. Yeah. Whereas if you go to Produce Depot in the south end, it has a lot of Middle Eastern stuff because of the demographic around there. So if you're looking for Italian food, go to the Italian zone of Ottawa. Go down to Little Italy.
But if you're lucky, like my in-laws make their own Italian cured meats.
Right.
So like I feel like I'd be offending them if I bought some of that stuff.
Absolutely, but you can just come over to my house.
I'll buy like prosciutto or like capicolo, and my father-in-law will be like, "Ma, why?" But, like they're so generous with stuff that I don't want to burden them.
Absolutely,
with.
absolutely.
But they're like more than happy to give me stuff. Did you
really
bring
you
some
just
of your
have
homemade
to
stuff here?
Find an Italian friend to share their cured meats with you. Yes, I did. So I brought some of my own cured meats that I do with my family. If you've watched my show before, you've seen me showcase it. I make this cured salami, suppressata and salsiccia with my nonna and my family every year.
Smells so good.
And then this little guy at the bottom is a cured pancetta, which is kind of like a bacon, so delicious. So we'll kind of come back here a little bit. We've got vodka in 2 glasses. I'm going to make a virgin one. And then Eva also brought this really lovely Serbian liqueur. Is it a brandy?
Yes, it's called rakia. It's a plum brandy. You can make rakia out of plums, quince, apricots. Apricot is my favorite type of rakia, but you can only really get the plum one unless you have a Serbian friend
who can bring it to you. Yes.
Yeah, I've been like hounding my sommelier friends to bring in some Serbian rakia that's not plum based. But I'm curious to see how it'll pair with the tomato. Like I love that a Caesar is like very Canadian. It's like our national drink. But yeah. Anyway, so can I tell you what I put on my Serbian skewer?
Please.
I put this dried, here, let me pass you these 2. I got this. This is very traditional. It's very like paprika heavy, whereas like the calabrese sausage that my father-in-law makes, it's like you mix in roasted peppers and like the whole like wet pepper puree, whereas this is the dried pepper. And it's hung and smoked. And then I put some kachkavai, which is a sheep milk cheese, and some of the suvivrat.
Delicious. That sounds a lot like the salsiccia that I make. It's dried paprika that comes from Italy and just the meat, and it's cured, which is this little round one there that's dark in color. But we don't smoke ours. No. So that's a huge difference because we don't have any that I am aware of or from my family history that we smoke any of it.
You want to try this one?
Oh, absolutely.
There are variations on like how dried you can buy.
Very soft.
The Serbian ones. That one's, more of like a younger one.
Absolutely.
A little bit smoky, like pretty versatile.
Yummy.
And like easy to eat.
Okay, so the Caesar was, I believe, like adapted from a Bloody Mary.
Okay.
Because a Bloody Mary is like what the world knows as this drink.
Oh, and didn't you make your own tomato juice?
I did. So in this jar here, I have some of my
She's
own
like so hardcore about
juiced tomatoes. I've got some fresh tomatoes from my garden just behind me here, and I juice them to make this tomato juice. But what makes a Caesar is actually clamato juice. So it's clam juice mixed with tomato juice, a very East Coast thing. I actually think that the Caesar was invented in Alberta.
Okay.
Which is like not on the East Coast.
Though, kind of.
Yeah, like maybe goes with a steakhouse, you know, Caesar and salad steakhouse or whatever. So I'm going to use some clamato in this one. Let's do half clamato and tomato, and then 2 tomato.
How did you make your tomato juice, by the way?
I have a really great slow masticating juicer.
Oh, awesome.
And I literally just like poured the tomatoes.
And it gets that thick?
One by one.
It down?
No, it gets this thick. Yeah.
Whatever variety of tomato you got going.
So my family brought heirloom seeds over to Canada, and they are literally tomatoes that you can't really get here. They're kind of like a plum tomato, but they look a little bit longer like a pepper. These are small, but the bigger ones kind of grow out longer.
Yeah, plum tomatoes have the most flesh.
Yes.
Yes.
And the most like kind of like juice and flavor. I love to add citrus to my Caesar.
It's a great way to cut the richness.
Absolutely. And you know what? When I was younger and I did dress up for Halloween and we did go out, I loved to order a Caesar when I got to a restaurant before dinner, because I kind of call it a snack in a glass. It's an appetizer in and of itself, you know? If you haven't had a lot to eat, but you're on your way to have a big meal and you don't want to ruin your appetite, a Caesar, a virgin Caesar even, is a perfect way to get yourself a little bit of nutrition without having to like spoil your appetite.
I love supply and demand gives you like a little oyster on top of their Caesar.
Yes,
I love when there's like a little bonus.
When I was younger, we used to go to the casino and they would have great Caesars with big celery sticks and really cool stuff. We used to go to, I don't know if it's around anymore, but Big Daddy's, and they would put shrimps and little seafood pieces and all that all over. So I'm going to try the one with your brandy, which is this one.
Okay.
So why don't you try one
I want to try
with
your
the
tomato
top shelf.
Okay.
And then these guys can be for our camera crew after. We got to feed the staff.
We just started though.
All
Gonna
right.
booze everyone up. Okay. And then like the garnish also doubles as a stir stick.
And a snack. Oh, wow. So the sweetness of that brandy actually,
it works well.
it really works well.
I kind of love like a gin Caesar. You know what I mean? Like I like doing like
the herbaceous.
Can I try the
Yeah, absolutely.
one? I'm very curious.
So Eva's got this cured pork all crisped up for us because we're going to be using that
even see
as
me.
the bacon bits on top of our Caesar salad.
This works really well.
But something that we decided that we would do is, in the next segment, we're going to be frying some chicken cuteletti. So if you are Mediterranean, really anywhere in the Mediterranean and Eastern Europe or wherever, most cultures have their version of a cuteletti.
I know, right?
We call it cuteletti. Usually, traditionally, it's done with veal, but here in North America, we just make the veal cutlets, which is a breaded and, you know, pan-fried either piece of pork or chicken or veal. So we're going to be making Caesar salad with my fantastic caper dressing.
And then I have to get my like Serbian on by adding this instead of bacon.
Absolutely.
Sorry, but not sorry.
And then, because we're both Caesar salad connoisseurs, every time I go to a restaurant and I see that there's a Caesar on the menu, 99% of the time I'm ordering it so that I can judge it and find ways that to dress it up.
Yeah.
My sister used to work at a restaurant in Kingston where they would candy lemon rind.
Oh,
and that's
that
what they
sounds really
used
good.
on the garnish of the salad. And there was a time where I went through this like candied lemon rind kick that all Caesar salads had to have that on it.
I'm trying to think of what my favorite Caesar salad I've ever had was.
I don't have a favorite.
It's probably going to be
I
this one that we make today.
Okay.
Because we both love New York City, and you're inspired to build like a New York City version.
Absolutely.
Of this.
In New York City, the last time I was there, I went and tried a Caesar salad at a Mario Batali restaurant, and
fancy.
instead of traditional croutons, it was crisped up breadcrumb. So today we're actually going to do that as well, but we're going to crisp up the breadcrumb in this fat that's left over from the cured pork.
Yeah, we're all about economical cooking too. That's probably like comes from our roots as well. And
No
like,
wasting.
We don't waste. Like I see a lot of recipes over the years being like throw out like the juice of like the meat you're like cooking or like the fat, but like I have like at some points I have like chicken fat in my fridge from broth or like bacon fat. And I think like after we met, like we quickly realized we have such a similar food philosophy that way. And like you don't want to waste anything. It's like flavor that you're wasting. It's not even just like a food waste question. It's more of like a
flavor and like the delicious parts of the food are the drippings. And if you are someone that enjoys eating meat, when you're searing something in a pan, it's almost like wrong to wash it without adding something else in to use up all that nice flavor. Wasting is not just economical, like you were saying, but we both grew up in European immigrant households. We're both first-generation Canadians.
Technically, I was born in Serbia, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
My little boy is the first generation.
Oh, wow. Good for you. So her husband is also Italian, so your son
I guess he was
born here,
in Canada.
like me. So we grew up in households where we were taught that you use every part of the animal.
Yes.
You use every part of whatever ingredient that you're using. So you don't throw away the leaves of the celery. You don't throw away the inside of the hot peppers. You actually save that to make like hot pepper jam
that's
or
some
whatever.
Next level stuff. I haven't gotten there yet, but sometimes when I have time, maybe like when my boy is a little bit older, I'll have time for that.
Yes, not only is she an amazing chef, personal chef, blogger, you know, food TV, she also is a great mom.
I just want to show the difference of like the crisped sous vide and like the
I'll have to taste.
Yeah, you need to try this.
So Eva and I met working behind the scenes of other TV cooking show, and we both had always wanted to be on the other side of the camera, and when I met her, she had that opportunity before, and so we've both kind of grown as chefs since we've known each other, eh?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it's been
a lot. I think like when we first met, we realized that we were on the same page in terms of like sustainable and like using food as medicine, but I think like we've both also evolved and like the food has healed us in our various like autoimmune issues.
Absolutely.
But I think we've like loosened the reins a bit. Like we also have a respect for like junk food here or there.
Yeah,
like, you know.
If you've watched my show before, you know that like a lot of my episodes cover gluten-free, dairy-free. That's something that Eva and I used to connect on because we both dabbled in the whole gluten-free thing. But what we've realized over this whole time is that if you heal your stomach and you heal your gut, you can enjoy everything in moderation, of course. So
depending on the severity,
yeah, exactly.
where you're at. So you have to be super patient, though. I was gluten-free for 7 years straight. So
wow, good for you.
And now I can indulge more.
A little bit, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I don't drink alcohol very often, but when you do, you know, you just make sure that you're pairing it with some carbs and some other foods.
Yes.
And it just takes care of, you know, making sure you feel your best.
And if, you know, like you're lactose intolerant, try this sheep cheese. Do you want to try a piece of kackaval? It's kind of like provolone. Yeah, so this is a Serbian cheese made out of sheep's milk, grass-fed sheep's
soft.
milk. It's usually part of like a breakfast spread with these cured meats.
I love that you brought that because my favorite Italian cheese is the Pecorino Romano.
It's kind of similar, except
but not
like
as
younger.
hard. Yeah. And so in a traditional Caesar salad, you're using Parmigiano Reggiano, but my version of, like I said, I have collected throughout the years all the different things I love about Caesars and putting them together today. Definitely using the Pecorino Romano is what's best. We're going to clean this up and get set up for our chicken cutlets, and we will see you after the break. All right, we are getting into the Caesars. We have a grill pan getting nice and hot. Eva is going to grill a half a lemon here. We've got our other pan getting, still hot from the leftover cured pork there that she is adding some capers to get nice and crispy. And I'm going to work on my Caesar salad dressing. So all the dressings I've tried over the years, I've done different things in past seasons with cashews for dairy-free options and traditional with a whisk by hand. But this is now my like combo favorite. So like every traditional Caesar salad dressing, we are starting with egg yolk on the bottom. I've got some grainy Dijon mustard going in there as my emulsifier. I've juiced a whole lemon. We're putting that in there. Definitely lots of garlic.
So what makes this like the Daniela special?
Oh, okay. Well, this is right now. So usually Caesar salad has anchovies as
like
that,
the whole fillet, and like
yeah.
if you've ever seen those like fancy restaurants, they like
smush
do
it.
table side Caesar dressing. I've always wanted to do like a table side dining experience where they like make the food, but like dressed up like in tuxedos.
Oh, so fun. Or like with the big parm wheel and the pasta.
Yes.
And then they use the parm wheel to make the Caesar dressing in there after too. Okay, so I did just add anchovies, which is traditional. But the reason this is my take on a Caesar dressing is because I use capers. I love to use capers.
And it's so good in like vegan Caesar.
Yeah, so you can omit the anchovy altogether. And then you can use nutritional yeast instead of the cheese. So earlier I was talking about my favorite is the Pecorino Romano. So that's what I have here is Pecorino Romano.
And you're putting it all in like an immersion?
I'm putting it all in this jar here and using an immersion blender.
So
you could do this by hand. You could do it in a big blender, but I love to do it this way. And what's Eva doing?
Well, I really think you can elevate like a simple meal by like zhuzhing up the garnishes.
Absolutely.
All right, are we gonna?
I'm gonna do a quick blend.
And making like a mayonnaise-based dressing is super easy from scratch. Like sometimes you have to practice a little bit in case it splits, but it can always be rescued.
Absolutely. If you have a mayo or a dressing split, you can actually redo it with another egg yolk, and it should come together really nicely. Here we go. Obviously, lots and lots of olive oil.
It looks so thick already.
It's so thick and so delicious.
If you've never tried fried capers either, highly recommend because they kind of like pair nicely with like the crispy breadcrumbs.
Yes, yes.
So we're doing breadcrumbs instead of croutons.
Croutons, exactly. So I'm sure people have had many different types of Caesars. We've got, you know, the big chunky croutons made out of like a focaccia. Sometimes you get like that grilled, it's almost like a piece of baguette that's been grilled and it kind of sits on top.
But we agree that this is the best way because you get like a little bit of that crunch in every bite.
Every single bite. I did forget an ingredient. We definitely need to have lots of fresh cracked black pepper in our dressing, and then again on top of the salad. Earlier we were talking about how every culture has that fried cutlet. So we have some chicken cutlets over here. They've been breaded in a mixture of breadcrumb along with that pecorino romano that I love to use. Again, you could use Parm cheese. You could use nutritional yeast there as well. I'm going to steal a spoon here from Eva B. Sorry, girl. And stir this up. So look at this thickness.
And that literally took 30 seconds, maybe less.
Maybe less, exactly. And you may think that you don't like the flavor of capers or anchovies, but you don't actually taste it in the dressing. It's really what gives it that salty umami-ness, you know?
Yeah. So a Serbian chicken cutlet is typically done with like the classic flour dredge, the egg, and then into breadcrumbs.
Exactly,
and
like a
fried with
three-stage.
a lot of sunflower oil. So we don't really use olive oil that much in Serbia. We use a lot of sunflower oil. But you have to tell everybody how you did this because this is gonna be life-changing for me.
All right.
With like so little time as a mom.
Yes,
like,
yes. So in Italian tradition as well, you have the 3 stages. You dry coat in cornstarch or flour, and then you go into the wet, which is usually egg mixed with milk or water, and then you go into the breadcrumb mixture, and then you fry from there. But usually before you do that, you cut the chicken or whatever piece of meat it is, and you have to pound it out. I like to turn it all into one step. I cut my chicken.
This is how we like can make meals for people
in
as
like 4 hours.
Chefs.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that's exactly how it came about. Is I had to do a dinner party in a short amount of time, and I needed to figure out how to do this without a big mess. So I cut the chicken, and I put out the breadcrumb, and I actually smush the chicken right into the breadcrumb.
Like, you have like these perfect like Italian hands.
Yeah, I'm pretty aggressive.
Like, I don't know, these like dainty like little.
You have to be aggressive. So that's why I'm the devil today. Yes.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Yeah, I guess I am the devil since I'm more aggressive.
But you have to love Halloween candy though.
Of course I love Halloween candy.
Okay.
I brought some of my favorite to go along with yours. So I definitely love Halloween candy. And my favorite chocolate bar is definitely a coffee crisp, which is like a Canadian.
I love. Yeah, coffee crisp is so good. I really love O. Henry's and Snickers. Okay. But you brought these like low sugar.
Yeah, I love
have
those,
some while
like,
you feed me delicious
rainbow.
Caesars.
You know, I love to mix a Caesar salad with my hands.
Oh my gosh, these are so good.
There is no better tool than your hands, right?
Facts.
So with the chicken cutlets, you just smush it in there. And then while you're smushing the breadcrumbs into the chicken breast actually flattens itself out and collects the breadcrumb.
Genius.
Then you can fry like we did here. I did fry in sunflower oil, but at my dad's house we would use olive oil. But the pan that Eva has in front of her as well, if you're someone who's trying to stay away from fried food and you want a little bit less oil, you can actually just put the cutlet breaded right onto the rack there.
Yeah.
Spray each
Something
side
like
with like a spray. And then you can bake it right into the oven.
And it's a lot less time to clean this up than like to filter like frying oil.
Absolutely. And then with the 3 stages of, you know, cleaning up the dry and the wet and the breadcrumb and all that kind of stuff. So I've just dressed my salad here.
Looks so good. And we both love like when the lettuce is chopped this fine too.
Yes, we want the lettuce to be nice and fine so that when we're eating everything, we get the full flavor profile of all of it.
Was I a good sous chef today?
You were fantastic.
I have your like
here
garnish. Here, should we multitask here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I hope this changes everybody's mind on how
And then I'm going to squeeze this deliciously caramelized. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so you can like just have this on the plate for a guest to enjoy because it does look very beautiful like this, but also grilling the lemon does give it that like natural sweetness and caramelization.
Okay, pass me a cutlet and put it right here on this plate.
Which one is the spookiest looking one?
That crispy one that looks like,
I don't know, like a ghoul, some kind of ghoul.
This is also a fast 30-minute meal, as you see. You could get this together on Halloween in time before we go out trick-or-treating.
True, always eat a lot of protein before you indulge in the sweets.
Absolutely, it will help lower your blood sugar and also, you know,
we gotta get like the Serbian touch.
Absolutely.
With the suvi vrat.
And then we have to get that pecorino romano dust happening.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we need some forks ASAP. Oh yeah, and I gotta mention, shout out to whenever I go to Serbia, even though they're available here, I love these like little Habaro gummy bears, and like I've been seeing them in like trick-or-treat bags lately.
I love it. Let's taste this, and I hope you guys try this out.
Yes.
And that you guys give this a go, because...
Why did I just put a gummy bear in my mouth though?
Well, it's time for me to taste it then.
Okay.
Cheers to the Caesar. Cheers to the Caesar.
Oh. What did Julius say to Augustine about talking up his girl? You gotta seize her.
I love that. We'll see you next time on Simply Cooking by MmmChef.
And follow me at Chef Eva B on IG. I'm working on my Serbian cookbook. So that's my next project. And let me know if you have any Balkan food questions. Daniela, I love being on your show.
I loved having you, Eva. Thank you so much. And everyone, you can check out my socials, and I'll be tagging Eva so you can find her there too.
Thanks, girl. This is so good.
Yummy.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.